Hello and welcome to Week 7 of NFL Gamepicks. Yes, Week 7. Thank you, Chris.
Seven in heaven.
We got the boys back here.
Yeah.
Glad to have all of us back together. It was a hurricane.
Yes, sir.
So that wasn't any fun.
Nah.
Everyone's family made it out okay.
We made it out good. Evaded us. Went right to Tampa. Heart goes out to Tampa, but really glad it didn't direct hit our area and everybody's okay. And let's get back into football and the brighter things. Let's try to move past these hurricanes. I'm over it. We already have probably another one on the way. So let's get to that when we get there.
There's like two developing, but yeah, keeping it moving. Week 6, don't really have anything for you guys for the Miami Dolphins just because they were on their bye week. The only thing of note was, there hasn't been a true update on Tua's status to return. It's more so just a fact of when he does and what happens when he does. But aside from that, I'm excited for this upcoming matchup for the Dolphins. Hopefully they can get something rolling here. And, I still have faith in Tyler Huntley as long as this offense can produce well. But what about you, Chris?
Shoosh. Well, I didn't get to watch a lot of the game. I was at a wedding, and it was a morning wedding, of course. And it was probably one of the best Bears games to watch as a fan in a long time.
Oh, yeah.
That was a good game.
But we were watching them on the phones a little bit here and there, so I saw a lot of the touchdowns. Caleb looked good. I didn't really get to see a lot of the defense, but it looked like they were doing their thing. We got a bye week coming up because we're flying back from London.
London, baby.
London.
Fergie, baby.
Riding pretty high. We're 4-2. Caleb's the first number 1 draft pick to go 4-2 in 25 years or something.
That's crazy.
Like that.
Yeah.
So that's pretty sick. But looked like it was a fun week if you were a Bears fan.
Sick.
It definitely did because I was at Lambeau Field watching the Bears kick ass, and it was kind of it was a little bit disappointing because I thought I was going to actually see the Jaguars pull it out and make it kind of fun for the Lambeau Field crowd early, especially when we're all tailgating and drinking and having fun at 9:30 in the morning watching football and stuff. But all in all, it's kind of cool to see the Bears turn up like that. Like I was telling you over text, the NFC North when the NFC North is good, football is better. And I'm honestly happy that this division is shaping out to be probably the best in the NFL. But I did end up going to the game. Phenomenal game for the Packers. We won, I think it was 34-13. Love, first quarterback since 1995, Brett Favre to throw back-to-back 4 touchdown games. And, it was pretty cool to see. I got really drunk for 4 solid days. So mind's a little bit foggy, throat's a little bit messed up, but we here, baby.
Yeah, that stat I sent you was kind of crazy about the Packers. They're the first 4-2
team to be last place.
To ever be last place in their division through 6 games.
That just shows how one competitive your division is, and 2 just none of you guys have played each other realistically. The only matchup NFC North matchups that's happened so far has been the Bears. I mean the Packers and the Vikings.
Yeah.
Aside from that, that's the only reason
what's weighing us down.
Yeah. And aside from that, I mean, now once we start getting into the action, then there's one matchup this week that is a NFC North divisional matchup. So we're going to get into that, and it's going to be fun and interesting to see.
Yep.
But I want to toss it back to Chris because he's going to lead us off with the rankings, the standings, the leaderboard. What's going on here, Chris?
Oh, what a jump
Some
for
people
Chris.
Went crazy. A couple people. Hector.
Speak for yourself, bro.
Well,
Talk to
Hector.
him.
Yeah,
Hector.
Hector.
14-0.
Yeah, so he has
okay.
a silver trophy now.
Yeah,
Any of you guys who use NFL Game Picker, if you ever have a perfect week, you'll have a gold trophy on a regular week, like a week with all 16 teams.
Yep.
On a week on 16 games. This week, Hector got 14-0, and he got a silver trophy next to his name. You got to strive for that 16-0 week, and then he can get that gold one like DJ. But that's absolutely awesome. Congrats, Hector.
That's pretty sick. I had a pretty good week too. I went 13-1, along with Jilly. She went 13-1 as well. That's pretty good. Rising up, not bad. I'm in 4th place. I've been hanging out there for a minute. I'm gonna need another good week to try to catch Steve up there at the top.
Jeez, yeah, you're climbing, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, DJ Gamble with the 12-2 week too. I mean, him and Pete as well had 12-2. I myself went 11-3, not too shabby. Floating down at the 8th spot though, so I'm gonna need a 14-0 week like Hector or something just to get back up there, but. Yeah, I guess overall not been doing okay. I mean, I had a couple 10-6 weeks and 11-3. But yeah, I need to start picking these games a little bit better.
Yeah.
Not the best week in terms of like how everyone else went. I felt like it was a very predictable week in football this past week in terms of like if you wanted to go with the favorites and you picked them, like you more than likely would have came out with a favorable chances. I specifically saw everyone picking like the Lions, and I'm like, you know what? Let me pick the Cowboys. Like I think they actually have somewhat of a chance. Boy, was I wrong. So I went 9-5 this past week. 53-39 overall in the season, putting me in 9th place. But yeah, I mean, it's tough. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, it's tough out here, dude.
Yeah. But I'm gonna take us to the first game in this Week 7 action, where we have Thursday Night Football, the Denver Broncos at the New Orleans Saints. Man, this is like the first Thursday Night Football on Amazon this season that hasn't been like a divisional matchup, which is like something I saw was like an interesting trend. Like every single time it was like a divisional matchup. Those tend to make interesting matchups, but Sean Payton returning to New Orleans, that's a very interesting
huge.
outlook here. You also don't have Derek Carr at the helm for the New Orleans Saints. At the moment, it's uncertain whether or not he'll play. Spencer Rattler did not look so great against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last week. But Denver also lost to the Los Angeles Chargers. So this one's a tough one, but I think the more sure bet right now has been the Denver Broncos just because of their performance as of late. Even with Derek Carr in the lineup, the Saints weren't really doing too well. They're kind of struggling a bit here and there. So, give me the Denver Broncos.
Honestly, dude, this game really sucks.
Yeah.
I'm not interested. Honestly, the Yankees play tomorrow night. Would not be ashamed if anybody else went and watched the Yankees beat the Guardians. But let me tell you something. Going to go with the Broncos here. Bo Nix has been at least pretty decent. I think Sean Payton gets a win back in New Orleans. New Orleans looks like shit. Everybody's injured. I don't know how to take them. This game's not intriguing me at all, but I'm going to ride with the Broncos.
I'm gonna fade you guys. I'm gonna keep on with my strategy. It seems
Yeah,
that
like it
home
works.
team pretty well. I'm gonna take the home team. Both these quarterbacks are unproven. I think the overall team of the Saints is just better than the Broncos, I guess. Will probably come down to coaching. I'm not a huge Sean Payton fan, although he won a Super Bowl. Yeah, him coming back is something to mention, but I don't think that many people are gonna really be paying attention to it. I'm going to take the home team.
Before you move on to this next game, I want to let you know, since you were kind of out of the loop this past week, that Olave and Raheem Shaheed are out. Does that change your decision? I want to help you out as much as you can.
I'm still rock with the Saints.
Right.
Okay.
I'm still rock with the Saints. They're, I read an interesting story about their center. I don't know if you know, but he's like a billionaire. He's like inherited a bunch of money. His dad's like a big potato farmer, but yeah, he's just playing for the love of the game, you know. So shout out to the center. I think his name's like McGovern or something.
Ryan McGovern?
Yeah.
Honestly?
Yeah. So big potato
I did
guy.
not know that.
But I'll take us to his next game.
Chris loves his potatoes, man.
Hey, who
Big
doesn't?
potato guy.
Who doesn't? We got another early Sunday morning game. We got the Patriots playing the Jacksonville Jaguars at 9:30 a.m.
Another London match.
Another dud.
I was gonna say I don't know
Here comes another dud.
I don't know where this game is, but it's got to be somewhere
Can't
abroad.
be wearing this merch or not.
Well, yeah, I'm rocking the
come on.
Jags.
Yeah,
since
bring it up.
I'm rocking
Yeah.
the Bortles jersey because honestly, they need to give him a call and see if he wants to suit up and play for him the next couple.
Maybe
games.
even coach. You never know.
Who knows? Because Trevor Lawrence has looked like dog
So
shit,
bad.
but I don't have faith in the Patriots. I don't want Drake May to be better than Caleb. I'm going to rock with the Jaguars here. They got to win at least one game in London because they're technically kind of the home team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to agree with you, Chris. I'm going to go with the Jaguars here, too. I just really am not convinced that this team is 1-5. Like, I know that they are 1-5, but I don't know. I just feel like they have enough potential to at least have a better record than the bottom line worst team in the league to play.
They're the most disappointing team, probably.
They
this
really
year.
are. I mean, they're probably yeah. They were so hyped up this entire offseason. I mean, really for the past 2-3 seasons, they've been really hyped up, and they won that playoff game. Like I think was it last year when
2 years ago against the Chargers
when he went to Waffle House.
Yeah,
that was awesome. Yeah, I love that. And then ever since then,
Was
it's
it
just been
his first
downhill.
playoff game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you won the first one, and then
Yeah.
trash.
I mean, it's just a team that you kind of always really kind of hope wins, especially they're playing the Patriots. Nobody likes the Patriots, so everybody's going to probably be rooting for the Jags, and I'm going to do the same.
So, something not too many people have picked up on is the New England Patriots are traveling to Old England. No, in all
Where's
seriousness.
Old Jersey?
Yeah, for real, we gotta find Old Jersey.
Right.
Old Mexico.
Yeah, right.
Well, we know where Old Mexico is.
South America.
Yeah, when you go back.
But in all seriousness, I'm gonna go with the Jaguars. They're just the better team, flat out. Drake May did perform pretty decent. Obviously, like they ended up getting blown out by the Texans. But there's certain key moments that I saw, and like Drake May made an absolute beauty of a throw to Kayshon Boutte, and like that was like instantly I saw that I had to like hit up all my Patriot friends, and I was just like, all right, that was a nice one. Like,
yeah,
I've been dragging Drake May like just like on the side, and got to give him props when you can. But this Jacksonville Jaguars team should win this matchup. They've, like Joey and Chris have said, like they've been a disappointment so far. Obviously, Chris was excited that they got a win. They lost last week against the Bears, but like aside from that, this is like another team you kind of root for. So definitely a little bit disappointing with their performance so far.
Did you see that they traded somebody like while they're in London?
No.
They
way.
traded what's his name? Robertson Harris.
Oh yeah, the
D
Seahawks.
tackle to like the furthest team away too.
Yeah,
the
Seattle.
Seahawks.
So yeah, good luck
That's
to
tough.
that, dude. That's gonna be a sad flight.
Yeah, that's
by
brutal.
yourself all the way to Seattle.
Honestly, bro, Seahawks probably got on first class, like
Probably,
jet,
bro, but still,
champagne,
you
like-
go out there with the team thinking you're coming home to
right?
with the
yeah.
team, to
I
your
mean,
family.
it's still
now
sad.
It's
Like you never want to like leave the team and
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah.
but-
Now it's like shit on to Seattle, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Joey, why don't you keep us moving to
I
the first
will.
1 o'clock game?
So we got Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals traveling to Cleveland to play against Deshaun Watson and the Browns. Huge little AFC North matchup here. I mean, both teams, are not doing that great record-wise. 2-4 for the Bengals, 1-5 for the Browns. They might be the worst team in the league, but they got the boy Nick Chubb coming back. He had that scary leg injury last year. Hoping he comes back strong. Huge Nick Chubb fan. I just always love seeing him tote the rock. There's death, there's taxes, and there's Nick Chubb getting in the end zone. There's the three most guaranteed things in life. And for that reason, I don't think it's going to be enough for the Browns, though. I think that's really all they have because I don't have a lot of faith in Deshaun Watson going forward, especially with them trading Amari Cooper. I'm going to rock with Joe Burrow and the Bengals here. I know Joe Burrow got a little shaken up against the Giants Sunday night, but I think he bounces back here with a nice little divisional win.
Dude, he was getting smacked around
he got
in that
rocked,
matchup
bro.
against the Giants. The Giants' defensive line is legit, and we'll get to that when we talk about the Giants later. But, dude, like Joey said, not too great teams here. Obviously, the better team here is the Cincinnati Bengals. Right now, they're sitting at 2-4. The Browns just traded away their number 1 wide receiver, and Stefanski was like not very nonchalant about it when he spoke about it today, and I was just like, that's weird. And I don't know. It's just this Browns team.
You literally give up one of your best players, and the coach doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
It's business as usual.
Yeah, facts. I mean, that's pretty much the modern day NFL.
Yeah.
Aside from that, like you said, Nick Chubb coming back huge, but obviously I don't think it's going to be important in this matchup. I think the Bengals are the superior team here, and they're going to keep on trashing this Browns team. What about you, Chris? What do you got?
I'm gonna rock with the Bengals.
No home team.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna fade the home team here. Like you said, this Cleveland team is pretty bad. Nick Chubb coming back is exciting because that injury looked really bad. He's been training at his high school, I guess, which is kind of cool. So he's back to the roots, back to where it all began. So maybe he'll come back fired up for this game. Probably won't be enough, like you said. Still gonna rock with Cincy for a clean sweep here. I saw a funny take about Deshaun Watson on part of my take. I don't know if you saw it. But they're like, what if this is a way of the NFL, like, publicly shaming Deshaun Watson because he's so bad, they just keep putting him back out there on the field. So that's a way of getting back at him for being a total asshole. But, he's trash. I'm going to rock with Cincy here. And I'll go ahead and take us to this next game.
Here we go.
Detroit Lions taking on the Minnesota Vikings, who are 5-0, big division game. I'll start by saying, very sad seeing Aiden Hutchinson go down. He fractured both bones in his leg, the tibia and fibia, which is not going to be easy to come back from. It's probably my dad's favorite player right now, so he was pretty upset. He didn't even want to talk about it the next day. So it sucked. He was doing really good. He was probably going to, chase the sack.
Bro.
He was probably going to chase the sack record, too, this year. He already had, 8 sacks so far. So far this year. I think for that reason, the Lions are going to be fired up. I'm going to take the road team again. I'm going to take the Lions here, and they're going to give Minnesota their first loss of the season.
Yep, I'm going to have to agree with you, Chris. I think that the Lions are a very good team, and they've been, kind of on a little bit of a roll here, kind of hitting a stride. I know Hutchinson's out. That kind of deflates you. But I'm rocking with the Lions here because Minnesota's a team that gets hot early. Every year they get hot early. And I feel like they're going to fall out of their bye and kind of maybe become that team that we kind of thought that they were in the offseason. Aaron Jones is a little bit hurt, and they just traded for Cam Akers again from the Texans. So I don't know how long the injury for Aaron Jones is going to be, but I don't have a lot of faith in the Vikings moving forward for some weird reason, other than just my personal feeling that they start out hot, they hook you in, and then they always slump out.
They are coming off a bye, though.
Exactly.
So it's a pretty big week to determine if they're contenders or pretenders. I mean, it's one game, but it's definitely a good test.
No, I got to agree with you guys. So I'm going to go with the Vikings. I'm picking the Vikings in this one. But, I'm scared they're going to fall flat out of the bye. Yeah. And, that's my only fear. Obviously, for my own personal gain, I don't want the Vikings to, continue this undefeated streak. But for everything else, I like this Vikings storyline. But I love the Detroit Lions one even more. Yeah. I saw, this stupid picture today, and it was, Dan Campbell at the podium, and, the podium kept on getting bigger and bigger, and he kept on getting smaller and smaller. And it was just, the stupidest thing. And at first, I saw one that was, a medium-sized one, and it was just, so believable. I'm like, why is this podium massive, dude? Anyways, back to football. The Aaron Jones injury definitely is concerning. I think Cam Akers can be plug and play enough that he's not gonna be a world beater, but he's also not gonna be a deterrence of why they win or lose this game. He's just gonna be there and work out for them. Mm-hmm. Hutchinson's injury is huge. Despite the massive offensive output for Detroit last week, I just think Minnesota comes out of the bye a little bit better. I think Detroit's a little bit riding a high and also kind of shell-shocked about the Aiden Hutchinson injury. So I want to see who fills in Hutchinson's role on the defensive line, and then moving forward, then I can have a little bit more confidence in this Detroit team because I think that's a huge factor that we're you have to take in a massive account. But we're going to toss it back to Joey because this is a big-time game in the 1 o'clock window.
This is huge. I can't even believe this isn't an 8:30 matchup or even 4 o'clock, but 1 o'clock window, we got the Houston Texans, C.J. Stroud, traveling into Lambeau Field to face off against Jordan Love. Both quarterbacks have been hot since they've gotten starting opportunities in this league. I know that C.J. Stroud, since 2023, has led the NFL in passing yards, and since 2023, Jordan Love's led the league in passing touchdowns. So hopefully this is a pretty cool game where we see a lot of explosion, a lot of offensive firepower. Obviously rocking with the Packers here, hoping my boys pull it out. This is just going to be a really cool game. We're rocking with the all-white uniforms, all-white helmets, all-white pants. Just going to be a really cool vibe at Lambeau. This is going to be probably the biggest game of the season since the Vikings came in. And at 5-1 and facing a 4-2 team, I just hope my team pulls it out and gets a W here and kind of makes a statement that we're not laying down.
This is going to be a tough test for the Green Bay Packers. I don't want to take them. I'm going to take Houston because hopefully the Packers start racking up some losses, and this is going to be a tough one. The Bears played them tough, and I think the Texans are a better team now than they were when the Bears played them. I think they're just, catching their stride, getting healthier, and, just getting more time together and stuff
Collins
like that.
got put on IR, but...
yeah, I saw that. That's a huge blow, too, that no one's really mentioned so far on the podcast, I don't think. But, yeah, Nico going down is tough. He's a beast. I saw it firsthand. He is also just massive.
Yeah.
Dude is, 6'6" and yoked. Big loss. I think Stroud still finds a way to get it done, though. But it's going to be a close game. You're not going to win in Lambeau Field very easily.
Yeah, right now I'm going to rock with the Green Bay Packers. I just think Given the injuries to this Texans team, it definitely hurts them. Getting Joe Mixon back last week was huge. And then also bolstering the back room with Damian Pierce coming back as well was pretty big time. Trading away Cam Akers, I understand, like, in terms of, like, all right, you don't want to have 3 running backs. Like, that's a little bit too many heads to feed. But with, like, the injury to Nico Collins, like, I'm like, was that trade worth it? Aside from that, I mean, Nico Collins was, like, on pace to be, like, the leading receiver in all of the NFL this season. And that was, an interesting storyline to follow. But, man, this Packers team is good. Yeah, I think the offense is way better than Houston's defense. I think it's going to be a close one. In terms of spread right now, Green Bay is favored by less than 3 points at 2.5. And obviously, like, you take the Packers, you're more than likely leaning towards that line. But I think it's going to be one of those weird games that's like whoever has the ball last ends up coming out on top. And hopefully for our picks, well, mine and Joey's picks and Joey's sake is that the Packers come out on top here.
Another really cool thing about this game is that it's Diggs versus Jair, and they had a little bit of beef the last time that they played each other one-on-one. Again, and it was like the Bills game, they were chirping each other going through the tunnel. So I'm excited to see if that, holds true in this game. So I don't know. I always love seeing Jair get active, especially when we got like Xavier McKinney back there fueling them and vice versa. It's been a really fun secondary to watch.
Yeah, no, honestly, like, that's another thing. Your guys' defense has been really good. And I think with this Texans kind of having to adjust to more of a run-heavy style, it's going to be interesting if you guys can keep up with, like, the run stoppage. Because I know the secondary, it's not going to be on lock because I think the Texans have some pretty good wide receivers aside from Nico Collins being out. But just overall as a unit, like, I think you guys can cover them a little bit more defensively. Keeping it moving, we have my favorite game of the week, the Miami Dolphins at the Indianapolis Colts. Dolphins are coming off their bye. Colts right now 3-3, Dolphins 2-3. Dolphins looking to get back to 500 and hopefully set up a good run for hopefully Tua's return next week. But to just speak on this game, just coming off the bye, being fresh with having ample rest, quality time to adjust yourself in this offense, especially like Tyler Huntley. I think this is a good thing for this Dolphins team. Defense needed that rest because, boy, oh boy, they were freaking on the field a lot. But the Colts have been dealing with some injuries themselves at the quarterback position, with Anthony Richardson being sidelined for the last couple of games with a oblique injury. So he's expected to start. He returned to practice, had a full practice today. So it's going to be interesting. I'm obviously going to go with the Dolphins, just being a little bit of a homer here. But at first I was a little intimidated by this matchup when the season first started. Now, even with Anthony Richardson being back in the lineup, I'm not too intimidated. It's mostly if you can stop that running game, especially with Anthony Richardson in that backfield with Jonathan Taylor. It's just going to be tough to kind of keep up with that. I think stopping those receivers for Indy is going to be huge, except for Josh Downs. Let Josh Downs do whatever because I need that for fantasy. Aside from that, hopefully the Dolphins get a win here and move up to 500.
I'm going to take the Colts at home, honestly. I haven't loved what I've seen from the Dolphins since Tua's been out. They haven't been able to score the ball. Would love to see, honestly, the Dolphins win and get back to 500, but I think it's going to be a tough matchup against the Colts, and I don't really care who plays quarterback for the Colts at this point. I kind of like it better than whoever the Dolphins is putting out there. And I don't know, there's something about that Flacco guy. Flacco guy. But I don't know, Flacco's looked way better than Richardson. So
last week he didn't look so good.
But, we'll see what happens. He's back practicing, Richardson is, I guess. So he'll probably get the start if he's healthy enough. He definitely needs to start winning some ball games or people are going to be out on him fast.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about the Colts or Anthony Richardson, but I know how I feel about the Miami Dolphins. It's that I can't confidently select them with my pick unless Tua Tagovailoa is back at quarterback. I'm rocking with the Colts here, no questions asked. I don't know if Jonathan Taylor's playing or not. I really love to see him play, but it doesn't hinder my pick. I'm going to keep us going to the Philadelphia Eagles game. They're traveling to the New York Giants. And Saquon Barkley, first game back in New York, facing his former team. Pretty excited for it. I'm going to rock with the Eagles here. I think he has a huge game. And I really wouldn't be surprised if the Giants pull out an upset, considering the fact that they really have been playing good against a lot of really good teams. Like, I was expecting the Bengals to blow the Giants out. They made it pretty close. Their defense is looking pretty decent. I'm gonna rock with the Eagles here though because they are the better team overall.
I'm gonna jump Chris real quick here because I want him to introduce this next game. But yeah,
yes.
This Eagles team, like, you have like you have two different stories here that are inverse of each other. You have an Eagles team who has a winning record, but they don't look like a winning team on the field, and then you have the Giants who don't have a winning record and they look like a winning football team on the field. Obviously, like, the offensive output last week against the Bengals wasn't great. But aside from that, they're playing to their opponents. They're like, they don't care if you're playing the Kansas City Chiefs. I would love to see them play against the Kansas City Chiefs and then see what actually happens. But like, if you play the best of the best, they're gonna give them their best shot. So that's been enticing for this New York Giants team. That pass rush is legit. They're in Joe Burrow's face all game. Eagles are coming off their bye. Unless Saquon Barkley has a massive game here, I think the Giants win.
Yeah, man.
I think the Giants win this one. I could be wrong. This is one of those ones you got to take just because everyone's going with the Eagles. Obviously, it will be dumb if I lose this one, but it'll be smart as hell if I win it.
Honestly, man, I really do think that the Giants, like, at the end of the day, at the end of the week, I see the Giants winning this game and just laughing at the Eagles for it because I can't stand Nick Sirianni. That guy is such a bitch.
God,
Yeah, and
You're fucking turning up like you won the goddamn Super Bowl when you beat the freaking Browns by 4 points.
Yeah,
Did
come
you
on,
see him
dude.
yelling at the fans
Yeah.
this week? So yeah,
He's just such a pain in the
the
ass.
Eagles don't win. I think that guy's out of town pretty quick. Honestly.
Fuck that guy.
I think a lot of people in Philly feel that way, Joey. Honestly,
Yeah.
I'm gonna rock with the general consensus here, and I'm gonna take the Eagles.
No home team for you?
Yeah,
here?
I'm going against my home teams here. I'm gonna fade you guys. I'm gonna take the Eagles. They are the better team. I do think Saquon has a monster game. He definitely has some bad blood when it comes to people in the Giants organization. And, it's not going to be fun for that Giants defense to try to chase him down all game. So I'm going to go with the Dirty Birds here. And I'm going to go from one bird to two birds here.
birds.
One of my favorite matchups of the year. We got the Seahawks from Seattle taking on the Falcons in Atlanta. Now, it's a matter of opinion on which bird wins here. They're both scrappy kind of birds, honestly, a falcon and a seahawk. I mean, a seahawk, like, let's be honest, is basically a falcon that's just by the sea, right? So It's going to be a pretty good matchup. I'm going to take the home team here. I'm going to take the Falcons. They've been actually pretty decent. I like Kirk Cousins a lot, and I hope they get the win. Seattle's been pretty up and down. Kenneth Walker, I desperately need some numbers out of him, but we'll see what happens. It's going to be hard for Seattle to go in and get a win in Atlanta, though.
Yeah, I'll rock with the Falcons as well. I'm honestly really liking their offense a lot. Past couple weeks, they've been a really interesting team to watch more and more. I'm liking seeing them play. Whenever I watch a Falcons game, I'm like, turn this shit off, man. I don't want to watch this game. This team boring. I don't know. I like what they got going now. Before the season, was out on Drake London. Now, I'm back in. I'm back in on everyone in the offense.
Jeez.
Mooney, London, Kirk Cousins, everyone. It's a freaking fun team to watch. Seahawks are also a fun team to watch, but I just don't see them, like, Geno Smith is really not, like, he had that really one good year where they wrote him off but didn't write back, and now, I don't know. I'm not sold on him. I don't think that he's very good, and I think that Seahawks are going to have a slow, kind of sad decline throughout the rest of the season.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, he's been so up and down,
Yeah.
Geno Smith. It's like one game he's like 300 yards, 4 touchdowns, looks great. Other game he throws like 3 interceptions and like 180 yards.
Yeah.
Like he sucks.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you guys took the words like right out of my mouth. Like I like Geno Smith. Right now this season, he's been very hit or miss. Like the Seahawks could easily be like what at worst 4-2 right now. But I'm gonna go with the Atlanta Falcons. You guys alluded to it. That offense is just like pick your choice. Like you have
fun.
like even the second string running back, Tyler Algier, is like a pretty decent running back. Like you put him in, he's been good.
He's gonna
get you chunk yardage. He's gonna get you pay dirt. Like he's gonna get you what you need. That Falcons game obviously hyped up because they played the Panthers last week. But even then, like you've seen it so far this season, like the Falcons are here to play, and they're gonna be really big time competitors in the NFC South. So I want to see how this story continues for this Falcons team. Aside from that, Seattle, Like we said, hit or miss. So give me the Atlanta Falcons, the Dirty Birds. In terms of Chris's question, in reality, in terms of bird fights, I would go with the Seahawk over a Falcon, though.
Yeah, they're more seasoned. They're salty. They're from the sea.
You're slapping fish away and shit.
Yeah, they live a tougher life. Although a Falcon in Atlanta might live a tough life.
I don't know, bro. I don't want to mess with the bird from Atlanta, bro. How you doing?
Chris and his bird.
How you doing? Keep her moving.
Chris and the Falcons from Atlanta playing by prison rules, man.
Yeah, prison rules. Yeah, but the Seahawks, they play by sea rules. Sea rules are different. They play
Aquaman's
by
the president and
pirate,
shit. It's all weird out
pirate
there.
rules.
Oh, you're
over
right.
There, you know what I'm saying?
All right, Maggie.
They be all running like Jack Sparrow and shit.
Yeah, I don't know, man. They be having earrings and shit, bro. I don't know.
You're drinking like bad moonshine and like bottles with XXX on it.
It's rum.
Yeah,
Rum at
that's
sundown
it. Yeah.
every day.
All right, I'll reel us back in here. We have an AFC battle here between the Tennessee Titans and the Buffalo Bills. Titans, I mean, Will Levis just keeps on giving us memes after memes. And then the Bills just traded for Amari Cooper. Give me the Bills. I want to see James Cook back in the lineup. Hopefully that happens because I think it changes the whole dynamic of this offense. And that's why they traded for Amari Cooper, because they needed like a solidified wide receiver one threat. Now, is he going to suit up this week? I'm not too sure. Is he going to even like be a prominent role if he does suit up this week? I don't have the answers for that, but I hope, as he continues on in terms of like for fantasy football players, like I hope he progresses and becomes a prominent role in Buffalo, just like how Stephon Diggs was when he was there at first, and then not the tail end where he kind of tailed off. So hopefully Amari Cooper has success there, but yeah, this Titans team hasn't really given me anything to give them a pick for. I mean, their sole win is against the Dolphins team that didn't have Tua and just clunky offense with Tyler Huntley starting for the first time. So they could honestly be 0-5 right now, and I still wouldn't pick them. So, yeah, give me the Bills.
Yeah, I'm going to make it easy. I'm going to take the home team. Give me the Bills. They're the better team. Tennessee, bad. Buffalo, pretty good. My uncle texted me about the Amari Cooper trade and was wondering my thoughts. I think it's huge, honestly. Yeah. He didn't think it was very good. He called him Amari Pooper because he thinks he's washed. I don't think he's washed. I don't think he was utilized very well because Deshaun Watson sucked, and he probably didn't really give it his all. I don't know if it's easy to say that, but I think he's going to do well in Buffalo.
Like you're saying, like he wasn't like 100% committed this past, like so far this season in Cleveland. I could have probably
not totally locked in. Like, what are you playing for? Yeah. Like, your team's probably not. Like, you're already 1-5. Like, you're out. Like,
that and when Deshaun Watson's just throwing like a screen pass, sailing over your head into the sideline. Like, come on, bro. Yeah, like you can't be having that.
It's bad.
Yeah, nah. This is a really easy game to pick. I cannot pick the Tennessee Titans this year for the like. I don't see this team turning it around at all this year. Like, to be honest, I don't see a point in time where I'm probably going to pick the Titans again. Maybe if they play, like, somebody who's pretty down bad.
This next team.
Yeah, maybe if they play, like, the Panthers or something. But I'm rocking with the Bills. Shout out to Buffalo Chips. I'll take us to the next game, though. The first of the 4 o'clock window. Carolina Panthers, Washington Commanders. Commanders have been looking good this year. 4-2. Really interesting team to watch this year. Easy pick for me is to pick Jaden Daniels and the Commanders. Sorry, Carolina. I think that they're probably going to go back to Bryce Young here soon. It's not working out. 1-5. Trash again. I don't know what else to say. If you're a fan of the Carolina Panthers right now, I feel bad for you, man. You got to bandwagon to a different team or something, but it's the Commanders here easily.
This would be a fun game, though, for them to put Bryce Young back into. I feel like, him going up against Daniels would be an interesting matchup. Although Washington is my pick, and I think they're going to win pretty easily. They're the better team, for sure. They're the most fun team to watch in that division.
Yeah.
Would you say? Yeah?
Washington?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the most fun teams to watch in football, to be honest, this year. They've been spreading the love around a lot. That offense has been pretty electric. Commanders play the Bears next week, and they flex that game, I heard, to like a 4 o'clock game again. So Commanders are, it's getting noticed. Mm-hmm. They're getting some love, and Yeah, they're actually fun. It's been a long time.
They actually
since
flexed
they've
out a
been
pretty
fun.
good game.
Yeah.
In replacement, it was
Yeah.
Eagles Bengals. They moved it to
Yep.
1:00 for
Yeah.
Bears Commanders, which
Yeah.
is like, that's cool. Yeah, I'm
So-
cool with it. It's gonna be a pretty interesting game.
Yeah.
I had seen on Twitter someone who like quoted the announcement of it, and they were like, "Man, the NFL just said that Burrow and Hurts are washed."
Yeah, I saw.
Like,
Yeah, I was
all
like,
this shit.
damn. Okay.
Like you're not a
They
prime time
might
ticket
be,
anymore.
bro.
The new era is here, baby.
Dude, like that's gonna be a cool matchup, and I can't wait for that one. So like that's gonna be really exciting. I'm gonna go with the Commanders here. I mean, obvious choice, solid choice. They've been doing really good. They lost last week to the Ravens, but like who can blame them? I mean, that was you're playing Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. Like you got to bring your A game, and they did. It just wasn't enough, and it clearly shows that they are a young, slightly inexperienced team. And when you face a team like the previous number 1 seed in the AFC last year, you're gonna have that stuff happen to you if you're not coming correct. Like, and Baltimore obviously came correct, so that was interesting to see. But I'm gonna throw it back to Chris because we got an interesting matchup here. The Las Vegas Raiders at the Los Angeles Rams. Who you got?
I don't really know, honestly. It's a tough one. I was looking at this one earlier. A lot of question marks.
Yep.
Right? Like, what the hell is going on in Vegas? Are they playing for this coach? Is he trying to get people the hell out of there? Because it seems like he kind of is. It seems like there's a lot of turmoil there. I'm going to take the home team. I'm going to take the Rams. Depending on who starts at quarterback for them, I might switch the pick. It might not even matter, honestly. Stafford's been a little banged up. I need him this week. He's my backup in fantasy, and I got Caleb in most of my leagues, so I need him to come through for the boy. Cooper Kupp, I don't think he'll come back, but he might. That would be awesome, too, for the boy, for fantasy as well. But, yeah, super weird matchup. Both very disappointing teams this year. I guess take the home team and hope for the best.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna rock with the Rams here too. I think that Cooper Kupp might play. He's been running routes and stuff. They're saying
I hope.
it's not unlikely that he's gonna play. It's, like he might fucking play. Okay. Both these teams suck. Okay, 2-4 and 1-4. It's bad.
Yep.
The Raiders have no future. The Rams, if they turn their season around enough early, they might be able to do something in the back half of the season. So I'm going to rock with the Rams here. I feel like they have a lot more to play for. Even if they don't get Cooper Kupp back, I think this is a big game for the Rams to win when their season's just not going the way it expected them to go.
Yeah, like this is a huge game for the Rams. Like every game moving forward for the Rams is going to be huge because they're still not out of the division as the standings are right now. The top dogs are 3-3. So like you have Seattle and San Fran both tied at 3-3. So like it's not, it's right now it's a toss up because literally if the Rams get hot, and I think they're gonna be one of those teams that are upsetters, and like you're playing a potential playoff team,
Yep.
and the records, don't believe the records because the Rams got super injured
Yes.
super early. So I think the Rams, if you get cut back, if you have Stafford at the helm, I think you beat this Las Vegas Raiders team. On the other side, if none of that is happening, if Kupp doesn't play and Stafford doesn't play, I'm gonna go with the Raiders. Just because at least you have some more consistency there with who's playing. So for now, give me the Los Angeles Rams. And then at 4:25, we have the Kansas City Chiefs at the San Francisco 49ers. This is a big-time matchup. This is a rematch of last year's Super Bowl. This time they're playing not on a neutral site. They're playing at Levi Stadium in San Francisco. And, Kansas City 5-0. 49ers 3-3. They haven't looked the best so far. A lot of question marks, a lot of injuries. They've been holding it afloat. They're starting to get back healthy. Still no McCaffrey. I don't know what's the latest update on that, but another injury to their lead running back, the NFL's leading running back, and Jordan Mason, surprise of the year. I don't know his status either. It's a little bit questionable. Kansas City dealing with all types of injuries. They're coming off their bye, and facing a tough opponent like the San Francisco 49ers, even with all these running back injuries, a bit concerning for San Fran. But same thing for Kansas City. You have the injuries to Rashee Rice, and the development of the chemistry between Mahomes and Kelsey has been evolving and becoming better. I don't know who to pick here. I'm going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs just because I think they keep things rolling.
Yeah, I think I'm going to rock with the Chiefs here as well. They're just going to find a way to win this game. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I'm so sick and tired of watching them. I don't like the 49ers either. At 3-3, because some would say their season's a little bit disappointing. Yeah, it is, but I hate the 49ers, so screw them. They have Brandon Staley on their coaching staff. That might be a poison. He's an idiot and a dumbass, so I don't know. Every defense just gets worse every time he steps in the building, so maybe that'll be the 49ers' downfall, along with like this McCaffrey shit and everything else going on, but I'm not going to be rooting for any team here. The Chiefs have turned into the new Patriots, where I hate watching them play and win. I'm going to reluctantly go with the Chiefs here.
Yeah, Super Bowl rematch. I think it's still going to be a fun game.
Yeah, for sure.
They always play each other really well, and it's usually a pretty high-scoring, close matchup. I'm going to fade you guys. I'm going to rock with the home team. I'm pretty upset with not being able to see Christian McCaffrey all year. It kind of sucks, honestly. I don't know if he's going to come back. It sounds like he's got like Achilles injuries and like both his Achilles. So that doesn't look great. I think Mason's back practicing, Debo too, but they're both limited, so they still could be out. Get a little extra time with the 4:25 game though, so maybe they play. If they do, I think they beat the Chiefs and give them the first loss of the year.
That'd be huge.
And I'll take us to the next game. We got Sunday night game, New York Jets playing the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm going to just make it easy again. I'm going to stick with my strategy here. I'm not super high on the Jets. I'm going to take the home team. I'm going to take the Steelers at home. And there's rumors that they might be playing two quarterbacks in this game, a little dual threat with Fields and Russ if he comes back and he's finally healthy to play. I think that's stupid. I think you ride with your guy Fields until you can't. Even so, if you have Russ, but yeah, let me go ahead and take the home team in the Pittsburgh Steelers.
So there hasn't been anything confirmed yet whether or not it's going to be Russ or Justin.
Yep.
Right now, just keep the main thing, and it's been Justin so far. So right now, if the game started right this second, it would be Justin Fields. But it looks like it's leaning towards Russell Wilson. I would be interested if they did do like a 2-quarterback system and like, kind of ride a hot hand or something. But like, Justin hasn't like messed you up. You're 2-4 right now. Your defense is playing well. The running game is attacking well. If you have any problems with how things are going, it's because the passing game isn't where you wanted it to exactly be and like firing all cylinders. Because if they got that passing game going and if they get deep plays in the passing game, dude, that offense is like that team. The Steelers are like fucking Super Bowl champions if they do that. So because like that defense is killer. And the running game is very complimentary and they just have a lot of short gains right now with how they're playing, and they're gonna keep on playing that no matter who is at QB. Is just I think Russell Wilson adds a better passing element. But
so you rocking with the Steelers or what, bro?
It's tough. It's tough because I want to see Adams ball out. I want him to see him like debut and ball out. I'll let you talk about the whole trade situation. But I'm gonna go with the Jets here. The quarterback situation scaring me away from the Steelers. Sorry.
I'm gonna have to go with the Jets here. The Jets did trade for Devontae Adams on Tuesday, as expected, the worst fucking known secret in the league. Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams are teamed up once again on the New York Jets. Good for you guys. You know what, man? We found out that Aaron Rodgers could not be successful in that offense because there just really wasn't enough for him to be successful. He had to have Devontae Adams in order to be good again. So I guess we'll see how that plays out. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I feel like you guys have a lot more problems than this, but good on you guys. I think it's going to be very fun to see them play football again as a unit. I'm very glad it's not for my team anymore. I do not want any of this drama and this bullshit. And we're doing just fine over on this end. But yeah, I'm going to rock with the New York Jets here. The Steelers haven't been doing that great this year despite being 4-2. I just feel like they're like the worst 4-2 team in the league. I think the Jets stack a W here. Him and Adams go off. And the media just keeps doing their thing.
Yeah, it's definitely not helping that it's like he's on Pat McAfee every week and it's just like constantly getting national media attention. But you want me to throw it back to you for this first Monday night game, Joey?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, we got Baltimore traveling to Tampa Bay. Lamar's back in Florida, not his hometown, but he is back in his home state. I'm going to rock with the Ravens here, despite what I'm seeing from the Buccaneers and my boy Baker Mayfield. They have been incredible this year. Very fun team to watch. Not really a big Buccaneers fan, but I love Baker, so I love seeing them play. I just think that Baltimore might convincingly be one of the best teams in the league. I love watching Derrick Henry run the ball. Honestly, this offense has been so much better than I envisioned it to be, and I'm glad that I picked Derrick Henry a lot on my fantasy leagues. I'm going with Baltimore here on Monday night.
Yeah, I'm going to rock with the flock. I'm going to take the Ravens, even though they're on the road going to Tampa. And Tampa's look good. Their running back room's a little banged up, and the defense has been a little iffy. I think Baltimore goes in and gets a big Monday night win. And, I think they're one of the best teams in the league right now. So, Buccaneers are up and down. They got their ass kicked by the Broncos one week, so that was kind of not great. Not really a good look for them. So, I'm going to take the Ravens on the road.
So far, aside from you guys picking, most of everyone who has put in their picks this week so far have kind of been a little bit split.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, so like a lot of people are going with either or team. Listen, like I think the Baltimore Ravens are the better team, but one for the sake of like picking against you guys right now, I'm gonna go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Okay.
There's just something about this Tampa team. They are another team that is firing kind of like on all cylinders. They're like you can't go wrong with like passing it to Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, running the ball with White, and then the defense is good once again. So like you can't complain. They had this tendency to like just play to their opponent, good or bad, and so this is a good opponent, and I hope they come out correct and they find a way to stop the run for this Baltimore Ravens team, because if you let Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson just ground and pound you the entire game, that's not going to be great. They're also starting to get Mark Andrews involved in the passing game, so that's another thing that to look forward to. But aside from that, this Tampa Bay team, I think they're firing on all cylinders offensively, and they're finding ways to compete in a lot of these games, sometimes even maybe some that they shouldn't. On top of that, just back to the Hurricane talk, like they want to put on a good show for their fans who a lot of them are probably going through a lot right now with a lot of damage to their
Honestly,
homes
didn't really
and
think
stuff.
about that.
Yeah, so I think this is a big like emotional Tampa game. Like they're gonna be like the whole time leading up to like in the pregame stuff, they're probably gonna be like talking about the whole hurricanes and stuff like that.
Sure.
So I think that's gonna be a big talking point, and just like it's going to be one of those city wins for Tampa. I just feel like that's going to be in the air. And then we have another Monday night matchup here, the final game of this week, the Los Angeles Chargers at the Arizona Cardinals. This one is going to be on ESPN Plus, and it's going to be broadcasted at 9 p.m. So a lot of West Coast people are probably happy that the game's actually starting at 6 p.m. for them. But aside from that, you have two interesting storylines here. You have the Chargers, who are 3-2, and then the Arizona Cardinals, who are 2-4, but they've been competitive in most of their games. But you're not going to win games if you're not passing it to potential offensive rookie of the year, Marvin Harrison Jr. Like you can't be doing that. That's not a way to win. So that's something that is deterring me from picking this Arizona Cardinals team. Los Angeles Chargers had a pretty good stomping on the Denver Broncos last week, and if they keep on playing in that type of way and that mentality of just like punching you in the mouth with their defense and then punching you in the mouth again with their offense, and just like grounding and pounding, I think they could be very good competitors in not only like the AFC but just in the NFL as a whole. And that's like the mentality for this Harbaugh team. They want to just punch you in the mouth any ways possible. So I'm gonna go with the Los Angeles Chargers.
I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna go with the Chargers here as well. I didn't like what I saw from Arizona at all last week. They looked freaking terrible. Even though the conditions weren't good, the ball was slipping out everywhere. Kyler didn't look like himself. The offense didn't in general. I'm not interested in this game at all. I don't know why they keep doing this, putting these two games on Monday nights when one is obviously better than the other.
Mm-hmm. On top of that, this is like behind the paywall on ESPN Plus, which is like
really
a little bit. Yeah, it's a little bit.
That's even worse.
Bothersome. Yeah.
I don't like that. Yeah, like I'm just not about it. We pay for NFL Sunday ticket. We pay for this and that. I don't know why you're double backing these Monday night games. It's never been that way. You're taking the gloriousness away from Monday Night Football in general, with these two crews, and it's just stupid. The score bugs in the different corner. I'm not here for it, but I am going to rock with the Chargers here. I feel like they've been the better team overall this season than the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, I'm going to rock with the Chargers. I've been high on them this year with Harbaugh, and I need to see more out of Herbert, though. I'm not going to lie.
Mm-hmm.
But I have been pretty high on them. I think they're, the better team. I don't know. this Arizona Cardinals team kind of sucks, but I guess a new Call of Duty draft like last week or something
It's
like
dropping
that.
soon.
Well, I'm sure he's got the early copy.
He's already got it.
He looks like shit.
I heard he got the early expansion pack, so it's always a good time to fade Kyler whenever a Call of Duty. I don't know. I'm out of the game. You know that. So I don't really know what it is, but something to do with Call of Duty happened, and
dude's been there on that extended beta, just sucking at football.
So,
terrible.
I saw people talking about it earlier today, so I'm like, yeah, I'm fading the Cardinals at least the next couple weeks for sure.
Like,
so.
I totally agree. Like, I mentioned it like not too long ago that like the new Call of Duty's come out, so I'm trying to get all my wins with the Cardinals as much as I can, and it's turning out to be true because like, man, like it always happens. Like this Cardinals team will start out hot with Kyler Murray. Like if they start off the season with him, they'll start off hot and then somehow taper off, and it's always correlated to around this Call of Duty time. Like the second the game started getting announced and all this stuff, and like things started like trailers, all this stuff, he just started not doing so well. So that is it for the games. That was the final game. 15 games total. We got 2 teams on bye. We got the Chicago Bears and the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys shit the bed last week.
Cowboys
horrible.
suck.
Yeah,
the word's out.
Honestly,
they're fucking terrible.
They might not want to come back.
They're bad.
Yeah, they're just gonna cancel the Dallas Cowboys.
The Cowboys are gonna somehow lose to the bye week. Somehow everything in the division's gonna go in a way that makes them not playing this Sunday
You're gonna see like Dak
bad.
is gonna have like a season-ending surgery that no one knows about.
Tore his leg walking down the stairs.
Chill.
Yeah, I don't want it to happen, but like this is just the way things are going for this Cowboys team.
Facts.
Like nothing but terribleness, and like I've talked to a couple of Cowboys fans, and they were just upset. Like they were billed a bag of goods and just got a bag of rocks. It's just not good for them. An expensive bag of rocks.
Yeah,
too.
I think this is in correlation to like CeeDee Lamb not being there.
Yep.
Like I don't want to pin it just on him.
I mean, look at all the teams with holdouts right
good.
now. Like Ayuk, the 49ers not doing great. Jamar, the Bengals aren't doing great.
Yeah.
Dallas, they're not doing great.
Yeah.
Every team that had a good core and stuck with it is actually kind of doing pretty good this year.
Yeah, exactly. And like not to bring in like the Tua and Jordan Love conversation in there, but like they were respectively holding in and like Jamar Chase was holding in as well, but like I'm just saying,
it lasted like 3 days.
Yeah, they got those done relatively quickly. A lot of these other ones dragged out, and it's just like now you're seeing like kind of the fruits of that labor. Like they don't have that chemistry. They're not performing well. And then the other team on the bye is the Chicago Bears. I think they looked really good in London, given it was the Jaguars. They have a big time matchup against the Washington Commanders next week. That's gonna be huge.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that one.
This is a big time to have a bye for the Bears because huge divisional matchup with the Lions and Vikings, and a big matchup that the Packers have against the Texans. They could walk out of this bye feeling pretty damn good.
Yeah,
damn straight.
for sure.
Any comments, Chris, on that?
No, looking forward to seeing them play the Commanders in 2 weeks, but we'll enjoy our bye. Get healthy, get a tailored up, ready to go for the rest of the year. I don't know. So, rocking the Jags jersey since we're on the bye. Hopefully the Jags get a nice win at home. And, we'll see what happens this week.
That should be good. Well, that concludes Week 7 of NFL Game Picks. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you next week. Peace.